All right. This thing on. Okay, finally. I'm gonna change the turn. I don't like it straight. This dude needs to be at a 45. I'm gonna change it. Oh well. Let's see how this comes out. It might look more like a donkey. Donkey! I'd have more bill if I went with the left. So maybe we'll go with the left. I don't know. How about that? Oh, something like that. Yeah, there we go. I think pretty good. No, I think it looks awful. Okay, yeah. Well, either way you go, you're gonna be unhappy. So you know. Kapow! All right, let's see who we got here. What we got? Michael S. Superfan Creation does 77. Selling Billy Shoemate Perry, the Carving Wizard. Hit that like, guys. Glad to see y'all in there. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be more fun than running over baby ducks with a steamroller. close on it, just make it a cardinal. Anyway, I hope y'all doing pretty good. Be sure and hit that like button. Who we got here? Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Matthew, Plywood. Glad to see you guys. Heck yeah. All right. Getting there. I'll tell you right now, it's more fun than stomping baby chickens. somewhere on ahead. Hope y'all doing pretty good. Let's see what we got here. 22 likes. Kevin, Creation Dust 777, best chainsaw carver in the world. Billy Shoemate, the electric whittler. Look, there's all kinds of electricians. There's only one electric whittler. How about that? Heck yeah. What do you say, Matthew? What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you. Okay, I'm going to keep rocking. I think. Headwise, he looks pretty good. Time to go to the other one. But anyway, getting that beat down. It's really getting the head roughed in. Getting him look pretty good. I ought to turn it to the side so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There he is. You can see the beak a little better that way. But that's what I know. Let's see. Who else we got? Anybody I haven't seen? Hey, Tim, what's going on out? Tim Alvins, LJ Woodworks, what's going on, buddy? Glad to see you. Heck yeah. Kevin DeRica, Billy Shoemate, Creation Dust 777, the best chainsaw carver in the world. Be sure and check all these people out, especially him. Josh is my favorite YouTube chainsaw It'd make more sense to turn him back the way he was originally, I guess. I don't know. body. That's gonna be the body, legs, feet be right here, and that's all kind of coming together a little bit. Still looks like a tube or a bucket, you know. I get that, but anyhow, not for long. Your mama. Mm-hmm. In case you're wondering what kind of wood this is I'm cutting on, this is actually butter. And so what we do is we take the butter and we put it in bark, you know, wrap it with bark off a tree, and then we freeze it. So it looks really impressive how easily I'm just cutting through it like, you know, zip, zam, zang, ba-boom. But it's just butter, in case you were wondering. What do you got, boss lady?
Bear.
What? Oh, hair crap.
Butter.
Here we go. Well, it's butter.
It's good for everything except for wood.
Butter's not good. How's it not good for wood? Lubricate it.
Because you can't eat wood.
You can't eat wood? Well, wait a minute. That is incorrect.
Really?
Beavers have no problem eating that
yes,
whatsoever.
But we are humans.
Yes, but. Yes, but. Here we go with the yes, but. What? Yeah, okay. Then the boss lady's getting snappy.
Hi, everyone.
All right.
Love
She getting
you guys.
OH! She getting snappy. Heck, there probably ain't anybody in here that cares about the Ohio State Buckeyes, you know? Well, is Ray in there?
Somebody's going to give
Let's
me an
see.
IO,
Michael
right?
would say,
Come on.
yep, you can't seem to get one. Hey, Moody Johnson. Mark tries a carve. What's going on? Glad to see you, buddy. There he is. There's Ray. Not too far then. Heck yeah. You didn't get an IO though.
Oh, I did get plywood.
You did get an IO from somebody.
Thank you.
Who'd you get an IO from?
Plywood.
Plywood. That's right. All right. Good deal. Okay. All right. Hey, make me a sandwich. No, just kidding. I'm having more fun right now than a bunch of women at the women's prison listening to some Cardi B on Shark Week. I don't know. bar for that to dig that tail out. But I can do it. Hope you guys are having a good time. I know I am. It's hot though. I don't know about hotter than the hinges of hell, but it's hot. Alright, I'll start digging the tail out a little bit. See that, or is it too low? Oh yeah, I guess you can see that. Heck yeah. There we go. I can't believe how fast this dude's coming together too. It's pretty good. But anyway, be sure and hit that like button if you haven't already. We appreciate that. Hey, Cuckoo, we appreciate that. We like the whittle, that's for sure. All right. Check out the electric whittler. The only one. just peel off now. It probably would. Oh yeah, look at that. No reason to waste time trying to skim it off if it'll do that, right? What kind of bugs you think are in here? There's some white ones. Let's see, this is Jim and Larry. And this guy's a different species. That's Helmet. He's German. He moved over here, you know, but anyhow. We'll try to be nice to these guys and give them a quick eviction notice. So far, Rick. Not looking too bad. Let's try to get the back of the wings before I cut the wings in.
Looks like it's eagling up just fine.
Yeah, he's shaping out all right, isn't he? But anyhow, I'll clean the chest up now. But anyway, we got this thing going. Heck yeah! Appreciate you guys being in there. Hey, Dad. What's going on? Perry, Matthew, the Electric Whittler. I don't know who else we got. Hey, Michael S., super fan. Heck yeah. Hey, Ray, what's going on? Appreciate that. It's looking all right, isn't it? Not too bad for little guy. How long have we been on here? 36 minutes? Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I can't believe how fast he's coming out, honestly.
That's
But
pretty fast, man.
pretty good for a little guy. Yeah. Well, I'll keep knocking him out. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to shape the front up before I cut the wings in and then try to peel some of that bark off here, too. I don't need all that bark. All right. Man, I am enjoying this more than eating a bucket of KFC at a chicken farm. Heck yeah. Let's see if I can get some more of that bark off her. Looks like it. Heck yeah. Hey, I found my Guffey Lane. Or Phil Dirt in the dozers. I found somebody in here. Anyway, he's looking pretty good. Not too bad, not too good. A little bit of something there. A little bit of extra fat chicken. I don't know. You know, I guess he's a buzzard. How about that? It's a big buzzard. But anyhow, he's looking all right. Not too bad for roughing this bird in and rough a feather buff. Okay, I'm gonna cut the toes in. Running off fuel. I think. No, it's not running off fuel. It's just acting up. Normal crap. Well, I guess I need to clean this dirt off the wings. Before I can draw in the wing detail to cut it out, I got to clean all that dirt off. It's got to come off here. Okay. That's good enough. I can draw it on there. All right. Hope you guys are doing pretty good. We don't want to hurt his feelings, so we'll give him the headphones. See what we got here. Hey, somebody give me $5 and 40 rubies. Man, that's awesome. You guys are okay. Michael S. Superfan. Perry, the Carving Wizard. Heck yeah, guys. Glad to have you in there. Hey, Tim. Billy Shoemate. Heck yeah. Mark, what's going on? Guessing the same cuts for a parrot? I honestly don't know. Tim, or Mark, I'll tell you what. I'll show you on this one. You can see the sides of it, kind of, if I can bring it up. There we go. He's kind of a ways. So it might be kind of hard to see. But this wing detail, these wings actually lay back in here, these first 3 banks. And that's a man, that thing where I burn it, it's all kind of jacked up. But it's honestly a little bit of detail. I mean, there's a good little bit to the layers, because there's 3 layers on the back, there's 3 layers of the side, and so there's a good bit to it. First thing, I don't want him to fall off that. He's on an old milk jug, and I don't want him to fall. I just had him up there so I can see the back detail. At this point, he's got me a little nervous. Okay, hey, there we go. So I'm gonna draw it in, and of course this is a mini, you know, but still, even on this mini, I'm gonna try to do what I can. So you're gonna have just some roughage, and then, all right, and it's different stuff. Like what direction these feathers go, different direction than the feathers on the back. I mean, it's these side feathers. It's all a little different. And it's just playing with it, figuring it out. And these kind of lay over like that. And then the back layers, they actually connect. So when you, at least in my model, they do. And if it's in my model, it's in my mind. So don't make it right, but it makes it my understanding. I got 1, 2, and this third one's kind of hard to see. This chalk's or this marker's real hard to see. So let me see if I can chalk. I'll mark it out better with chalk. And get the lines in. I don't know. I'm only gonna give it an hour because I got friends at my house, and that said, I said I was live streaming on Friday, so I live stream on Friday. Okay, see if this pencil can make it just a little bit darker. Yeah, it can. There we go. And these connect. Where that comes up, where this comes up, where's this one at? Right there. Where this one comes up. And those are your layers. And that'll help me on the other side to kind of get it right. But anyway. And I don't know what I'm talking about when I call this roughage. So don't write that down in the book and say, yeah, he said that was roughage. I'm just, there's feathers right here. They'll be like laying over the top of the wings. They're like the end feathers. And they're real small compared to the rest of it. Okay. So, yeah. Let's just draw a line. It goes down about there. Okay. Boom. That's be the last one. That'd be one. There'll be one. And off of that, these are here. And you know, I mean, it ain't gotta be perfect, but it'll still look good. Just try. And that's the heck of it with live streaming, honestly. Live streaming kind of forces you to go a little faster. And I mean, maybe not everybody, but me. It forces me to go a little faster. And whatever, you know, kind of is what it is. I think I'll start with this side and dig them out. And we'll go from there. So let's see what we got. Can you see him? Yeah, there he is. Okay, man, we got down 24 people watching. I guess drawing pictures on a piece of wood is boring. Yeah, okay, I agree. All right. think that layering looks pretty good. I'll come over here and do it on this side. So I got my leg. What the heck? So I got my leg. What the heck? Hey, did y'all do something to the internet, Diana? Okay. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, the thing's not working or something. Well, ask him if he did something to the internet, because I don't have any. Is it still working? What? Yeah, ask him if he did something to it. Hey, my router came back on. Okay, it's working again. Oh, well. Yeah, is it working now, Perry? Let's see. For an hour. Oh, yeah, the government is using my service to send a rocket. That's what they said. Yeah, is it working now? Huh? Is Zach up there?
Oh, I came back in. You said it was working.
Yeah, it's working now. Okay. Now, I think he did something to the internet because it just shut off. Okay, but it's working now. Well, heck, I've been on here an hour, guys, and I got people here, and I'm gonna bail anyway. But it is what it is. I appreciate y'all being in here. Hey, you guys have a good night. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna be back on. I'm either gonna be finishing this thing or something. I don't know. But here, let me show you guys what I got so far. Here's what we got so far. I got the layers. Yeah, he's a little eagle, you know. Kind of little. He's not like him. You know, he's a big one. Okay. Anyway, but he's coming along. Not too bad, you know. Hey, Michael, appreciate that, man. Dude, I've got 50 rubies today. That's pretty cool. Somebody give me $5. Can't never complain about that, can we? Hey, I appreciate that, Billy. You too. And appreciate that, Matthew. Good deal. Appreciate it, Perry. Hey, guys, I'm going to hit it. I got people in my house. I was only going to be on here for an hour anyway. So you guys have a good night. And don't forget, come back.